Hi, welcome to another Verbling class. My name is Hamish. Today in this class we're going to be, doing some speaking, but also focusing on some English reading activities as well. I hope I've found an article that you'll be interested in. If you want to practice your reading skills with me, come on and then join this class, and I'll be happy to see you. I see we already have some faces here, so let's say hello again. My name is Hamish. I'm from the UK, but I'm living in the United States, in the American South, in Tennessee. I teach in schools in Nashville, Tennessee, but I also teach online, and I'm very happy to be working here with Verbling as well. Let me see. Okay, let's say hello to Ahmed Abdul Wahab. Hello, Ahmed.
Hi, hello.
Hi, where? Yes, hello there. Good to meet you. Where are you today?
Actually, I'm from Egypt, but I'm living in Kuwait.
Okay. Oh, right. And hey, tell me, how's the weather in Kuwait?
Nowadays, it's okay. You can say it's like 19 degrees, so it's okay. Sometime morning, early morning, it's a little cold, but during the day, it's okay.
Okay. And what time of day is it in Kuwait?
Now it's 8 a.m.
8 a.m.
1 a.m. Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay. So it's early. It's 4 o'clock in the afternoon here in Tennessee. Very good to meet you. I hope to hear some of your reading skills today in this class.
Yeah.
Alex, hi. Hello. How are you?
Hi there.
Tell me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Tell me where are you today?
I'm calling from Romania, Eastern Europe.
Excellent. Okay. How's the weather in Romania?
Just a bit snowy.
Really? Yeah. So, do you get a lot of snow in Romania over the winter?
I wouldn't say it's much. I mean, there are some winters, some bad winters when you have about, I'm not sure, 10, maybe 20 centimeters of snow. I don't know. But other than that, no, it's not too bad. Just almost Mediterranean.
Oh, really? All right. Oh, my goodness. Yes, I have a map behind my computer, and I always look to make sure I can find these countries. But I'm from Europe as well, of course, so I'm pretty good at the European ones. All right. Well, very good to meet you. Welcome, Alex. Antonio, hi. How are you?
Hello.
Hello there.
Fine, thank you.
And where are you, Antonio?
I live in Spain.
Okay.
Where are you from? Are you Irish?
No, I'm Scottish.
Ah, you're Scottish.
Yeah, but the accents are pretty close.
Okay.
Oh, Antonio, can I ask you? Have you got headphones you can wear today?
Yeah, sure.
Excellent. Thank you. I'll let you put those on. Dario, hi. How are you? I can't hear you, Dario. I'll try again. Dario, are you there?
Okay, can you listen me?
Ah, there we go. Now I can hear you. Dario, hi. How are you?
Okay, I am fine. I am speaking from Naples, in the south of Italy, Naples.
Very nice. A beautiful.
Have you ever Naples in your life?
I haven't been to Naples, but Italy is my wife's favorite country. She loves to visit there, and she's been to, I think, probably to more of Italy than I've ever been. I'll have to ask her if she's been to Naples. I know she loves Florence and Milan and the Tuscan region. She loves all those things. So yeah, she loves Italy. Very good to meet you, and I'm looking forward to doing some reading with you today.
Yeah.
All right. Excellent.
I won't follow your lesson.
Okay, nice one. Well, I look forward to it. Ibrahim, hello. How are you? Ibrahim Al-Wabia. I'm trying to get the name. I can't hear you, Ibrahim. If you want to click. Oh, there we go.
Hello.
Now I can hear you. Hi, Ibrahim. How are you?
How are you?
I'm very well. Ibrahim, where are you? Where are you from?
Hello, I am fine. How are you?
I'm very well. Ibrahim, where are you from? Where are you living?
From Jordan. From Jordan.
Oh, from Jordan. Okay. Well, welcome. A very big welcome to you and Jordan there, and I hope to do some good reading with you today. Jose Garcia, how are you? Good to see you again.
I am fine. Good night, everyone from Spain.
Good to see. Always good to see Spain in the classroom. Absolutely. Nice one. Thanks so much for coming back, Jose. And this is my first reading class, so I hope to get the technology right. I hope that I can make sure everyone can read the article.
I live in Amman. I live in Amman.
Oh, man. Oh, right. Yes. Thanks, Ibrahim. Okay. Now, I'm just going to add, before I go on, I want to add the, there we go. I've added a link to the article we're going to look at. I've added that link into the chat box, so anyone can see it there. If you click on that, you can open it up. Shouldn't be a problem. Now then, and I want to say hello to Rasal as well. Hello to Rasal.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Hello. How are you?
Oh, I'm fine. How are you today?
I'm pretty good. I'm pretty good. This is my last class today. I've had a very busy day, mostly teaching people online. And one of my students, I have to tell you, a student I spoke to in Moscow today, he told me he's getting married next week. So I was very excited. Very excited.
Congratulations to him.
Yeah. So
or her.
It's a him. He's very excited. He's going to go to the Seychelles on his honeymoon, and I'm very jealous. But the Seychelles, and I see on my map that is, well, to the east, the southeast of Africa, and a lot of these beautiful Seychelles islands. So yeah, so I'll keep on teaching, but he'll be on honeymoon with his new wife. So I'm quite jealous. But also happy to be here on Verbling. I promise you that. All right, now let's have a look. Before we do the reading, I have something I want to share with you here. Second. I'm still learning how to do this, I beg your pardon. Oh, there we go. Sorry. Oh. There we go. I'm just going to open that up, and then I'm going to share my screen with you so you can see it. I know. Attention. Here we go. All right. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Excellent.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Well, I'm going to ask you. Here we go. I had 3 pictures. Now I have 1 picture. Who can tell me what do you see in the picture?
There are two
see.
cans of soft drink.
Mm-hmm.
One is Pepsi and other is unknown. I think it's Coke.
I think you're right.
And one is having a smooth straw inside, which is going in the can.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And other straw is torn apart.
Oops. Yes, sorry, I didn't mean to show that cow there. Oh, there we go. Yeah, now, and what's interesting, I think, let me see if I can keep this picture, yeah, right in front. There we go, because I don't want to keep showing the other pictures. There we go. Now, oh, I did it again, I'm sorry.
And I think that straw is afraid of going inside the Coke.
I think, thank you very much. You solved my problem for me, because I think you're absolutely right.
Yeah,
that's exactly the problem. You can see it almost.
Aren't they?
Exactly right. Exactly, and I love the commercial. I think it's very, very sweet, and I think there's a lot of humor there. I think we can imagine a straw saying, well, I love the Pepsi, but the Coke, oh, a terrible drink. Now, the truth is, I mean, you're right. They don't say Coke, but we know it's Coke because of the colors. Coca-Cola, Pepsi, are they very different drinks?
Yeah, they are different in taste, but both are. I like both.
Yeah, well, I must admit, I could drink either. I mean, they're both fizzy sodas. They're both brown. They both have pretty much the same ingredients in them, and
Yeah, pretty much
yeah,
same, but slightly different in the taste.
a little bit different. Yeah, but I think most people could drink. You know, that they could bear to drink both. So when you have two products like this that are very similar, it's how do you sell one over the other? And I think this is a good example of a marketing campaign where they're using humor. You know, they're making a joke. This first straw, it can't stand, it can't bear to enter the Coke can. It's like, oh, that Coke is a terrible thing. But we know that's just a joke. The truth is, you know, they're both very, very similar products. But they have to find a way. I mean, Pepsi has to find a way to persuade people to drink and be loyal to Pepsi, and Coca-Cola exactly the same. They have to find a way to persuade people to buy their product and drink and enjoy and be loyal to their product, and that can be a little bit tricky. Coke and Pepsi are a classic example of something they advertise. I would think all over the world. Really, they're very well known brands. What other products do they advertise on television, for example?
Mac and KFC, Burger King.
Absolutely, there's Burger King, and of course we have a Burger King right here. Let me make that a little bit bigger.
Domino's Pizza and Pizza Hut.
Absolutely, you're making me hungry. I have to say, this is. I may just have to leave and get something to eat. You're right. There's Burger King. That's Burger King. That it's okay. I really like this McDonald's one because, and it's not for the burger. What is McDonald's trying to sell with that picture?
They use very healthy cows.
Maybe. Now I'm testing you because they have the words, but the words are very small, so I don't think it can really be read.
The real milkshake.
Well done. I'm glad you could read that on my screen. The real milkshake. So they have a cow. What is the cow standing on?
Trampoline.
Trampoline. What is called?
Absolutely right. So we have this idea that this cow needs to be shaken up and down to produce the product, and I don't think that's true. But I really like
much
the idea.
price this go?
Well, I have to wonder. I don't think that cow's going very far on that trampoline. I don't know how. I don't think cows are very good on trampolines, but that one, well, he's staying pretty steady. Maybe there's some trickery with the photography here. I don't know. But
Can I ask about the price?
The price of the milkshake. I have no idea. It's a good question. I don't buy milkshakes. I must admit. They're not something I like. I don't really go to McDonald's either, but I like their commercials. I think they can be very creative with their commercials. Okay, now I heard a lot of brands. I heard Pizza Hut and Domino's Pizzas, Burger King. So we have some great examples of things like, well, fast food and soft drinks. What other things do they sell? Do they try to sell on television?
Sportswear like Nike and Adidas.
Mm-hmm.
In my native country, they used to sell a lot of tea products.
Okay, right. And were they? Do you think is that a successful way? I think my is that how can I put this? I mean, was there a lot of competition with those tea products? I mean, were they, you know, do you think the advertising is necessary to sell
Can
tea?
question?
Sure, of course you can.
Sure.
Can I ask?
Is there a question?
Hello?
Yes. Uh-huh.
No, I'm waiting for his questions.
Yes, I know. I don't know what the question is, actually. Well, that's funny. Okay, 1 second. Let's see. Let's get me back to my, there we go. There we go. Sorry. I'm getting the hang of the technology there. Now that we're back on screen, let's see. There are products, of course, you know, you can sell fast food, you can sell Coke, you can sell pizza. I mean, there's no limit. Well, there is a limit. There are lots of things they try to sell on television. In the United States, they sell they sell legal services. You can advertise.
Why
Even
why
services.
the people fear from eating the meat of cow?
I'm sorry. Ask me again. Yeah. Okay.
Hashem, it's even they can advertising for services like detail and what we call credits, like that. Even services.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, and there really is no limit to the variety of things that people can sell on television and on radio, and of course in magazines, in newspapers, and of course these days on the internet, on social media. You can open up your phone to send an email, and then there could be an advertisement in there as well. But I mean, my question for you is: Are there products? Are there things that we shouldn't be able to advertise?
Yes, like drugs.
Oh, sure. Well, okay. Illegal things, absolutely. Illegal things. Well, let me put it another way. Are there things that are legal? Are there things that you can buy that we shouldn't be able to advertise?
Well, that would depend on your stance on personal responsibility, isn't it? I mean,
of course. Yeah. Well, I'm interested in your stance. Yes.
Well, I suppose you can just advertise anything and leave it up to everyone to decide for themselves. Sure, put limits on things that are available for kids. I mean, don't advertise fast food. I don't know. Don't have banners around schools, for instance, or don't have fast foods nearby schools. I'm not sure how would that work, but
it's a good point. It's a good point. I know some people would be delighted with to start a system like that, and of course others would be quite upset with it. If we take the example, as you say, of fast food and wanting to limit the advertising to kids, I mean, who is responsible for making sure kids have healthy food? Who should be responsible, do you think?
The government.
Parents.
Aha! I think I had two very different answers there. I heard the government and I heard parents, and
I think both are responsible.
Oh, there you go. Okay, I like the compromise. I think there are necessarily going to be limits on what people can sell. I have to think of one, a very common example of the last few years, and that would be cigarettes. Tell me, in your own countries, is it legal to advertise cigarettes on television?
Yes, and it was. Now the trend is decreasing.
Okay. So would you see an advertisement for cigarettes on the television or in the cinema or movie theater?
Well, it's been a long time ago. I don't remember any now. I think there is a restriction now.
Okay. Okay. And is that a fair thing? Is that a fair restriction? Do you agree with that?
Yes, totally.
Okay. Why?
Because cigarettes are not good for health, and they are advertising it so as a product, and they are putting their product to sell. It means that they don't care about people's health, and they want people to buy more and more, and so that's why.
It's an interesting idea, and then we think about tobacco and cigarette companies, and of course it's easy to think, my goodness, how they seem quite wicked people. But I live in Tennessee, and in Tennessee
Yes.
and Kentucky, so many people I know either grew up on tobacco farms, and of course these are
And
perfectly nice people.
more ridiculous thing is that they also give a sign of waiver that don't use this product, and they also they also advertise it.
Yeah, oh, indeed. And of course, tobacco companies now do say, that they admit, well, it's really not that good for you to smoke. I think, in the United States, there's been, greater and greater restrictions on smoking. It's smoking in public places, of course, smoking in schools or movie theaters, and of course in hospitals, places like that. But of course, you can still smoke in your own home. You can smoke in your car. You can smoke in in the street, things like that. Do you think? Because if cigarettes are so bad, can we ban the sale of cigarettes?
Yes, of course. But government has to take a responsibility, because we have to initiate some programs for cigarette smokers to help them to quit the cigarette smoking. Otherwise, it's impossible for them to quit.
That's interesting. I'll confess, I smoked cigarette for 10 years, and I tried lots of things to quit, but in the end, I just had to quit. I just had to stop, and no amount of medicines or chewing gums or support groups were going to help me with that. I just had to decide, okay, I'm not going to smoke anymore. So I didn't need the government's help, but I think the government is, of course, they want to reduce the number of people who are smoking. Yes.
Really gum help to stop smoking.
Okay, I'll tell you what. Let's have a look, because the piece of reading I have today for this class is about the marketing of tobacco products.
Ask about chewing.
The chewing gum.
Chew gum.
Mm-hmm.
Chew gum. Can help a person to stop smoking.
It can help some people, yeah, absolutely. It can, can't it? I don't know some people who have that's really been a help for them. It didn't work for me, but I think it can work.
It contains in nicotine.
Yes, it is nicotine chewing gum.
Yeah, I like the bubble gum instead, so I think I'll stick to that. But you're right; it's a product, and of course it's been around. It's been around for quite a long time now. And they also have electronic cigarettes.
They now have patches. Patches.
That's right. Yeah. Goodness me, I think we could all quit smoking today, and there'd be all kinds of things we could do. I'm glad I don't have to do that again. Quitting smoking, that was pretty hard. That was a pretty hard thing, but I shouldn't have smoked in the first place. So easy. There you go. Now, this article, and I'm going to look for it myself to make sure I can actually do this. Oh yes, I put the link in the Hangout, didn't I? So that I should be able to find it that way. Has everyone been able to find the article in the chat? Are they able to click on the link?
It's about marketing tobacco products around the world.
Ah, very good. Let me see if I can. I'm going to put it in one more time. If you don't already have it, and if you want to practice your reading with us today, please click on that link, and that should let you open up the Google document, which I'm sharing with you today. There we go. I think it's an interesting article, and we're going to look at some of the vocabulary and some of the pronunciation as well. It's really a business English article, but I think it's interesting for most people to take a look at, because my goodness, cigarettes and this idea of whether we can advertise such a product, it's something that most people have maybe quite strong views on. So let me take a look. Let's see. Oh, close that down for 1 second. There we go. All right, Alex, would you like to take a look at that first paragraph for us?
Okay. You want me to read it?
Yes, please. The first paragraph.
Okay. So, should tobacco manufacturers be allowed to market their products around the world? Slow growth plus legal and regulatory fights have made the domestic market less profitable in recent years. Hence the search by tobacco companies for more profitable opportunities by targeting overseas markets to meet their short-term objectives and long-term goals.
Okay, good reading. Thanks, Alex. That was really good. They're talking about, okay, slow growth. So we know the market growth. They're not selling as many. Then their increase in profits has been hit. What they mentioned, but they mentioned regulatory fights. Any idea, Alex, about regulatory fights? What those might be?
Well, you did mention some, forbidding people to smoke in public areas, and
right.
maybe probably forbidding the use of some substances to enhance the smoke, the flavor. I'm not sure about that. So
those are really, I think those are perfect examples, Alex. I know most recently, I'm trying to think of the country. I think it's the UK, where they're going to ban the sale of menthol cigarettes. Those are the sort of mint flavored cigarettes, and perhaps those are the most appealing ones to younger people. So I think they're banning those ones, and it's a good example of these regulatory fights. I'm getting a lot of feedback. I'm just going to check. Okay, that's better. Thanks, Alex, for that. Let me see now. Okay, Jose Garcia, would you like to take the next paragraph for us?
Yes. Phyllis Morris, which markets Marlboro, holds 17% of the world cigarette market. British American Tobacco, which markets Lucky Strike, holds 16% of the world cigarette market. Winston's market G. Reynolds is also a principal player in the output of tobacco of global markets. Japan and Europe are the largest international markets for USA tobacco produced, also developing countries, where Western brands have particular status, are also being targeted. In Malaysia and the Philippines, for instance, television and plunges the joys of smoking American-made cigarette.
Okay, thank you for that. Thanks, Jose. Philip Morris. Yes. Okay. So they that's certainly one of America's biggest cigarette manufacturers, and they've had a long and I suppose proud in their terms history of selling cigarettes all over the world. Um, a principal player, I like that. Now tell me, there's something interesting here. Let's see, where is it? Oh yes, Western brands have particular status or status depending on your British or American pronunciation. Let's see, yeah, Western brands have particular status. Why do you think that is? I mean, why do these Western brands, and we most of the time we're talking about American brands, why are they more popular in other countries, do you think? And that question's for anybody.
Because of their advertisements.
But what are they doing? What are they? I mean, what is it about the advertising?
They are showing the guy.
Yeah, they are investing more money.
Oh, sorry, Ahmed, did you have an answer there?
What I mean, showing in the advertisement, the guy who's smoking, it's like a hero, or like, especially in movies. It's feeling. When you're smoking, you became more, became more hero, become more handsome, like that.
Yeah.
So it's an emotional issue.
Absolutely right. I think that's a really good answer in terms of this status idea, this Western status of these, most of the time American products. I think that, I mean, the word you use when you say hero, you're absolutely right, because this advertising, yes, of course they're saying these are good products, but a lot of the time they're also advertising a Western way of life or a Western way of being, and they'll often push that as being heroic. Absolutely, and that can be, and of course the American sense of heroism, of freedom, of liberty, and success and excess, and all these things. They're selling an idea that people want to, a lot of people wanted to take, and of course the idea is, well, if you choose these Marlboro cigarettes, then you have a piece of this American dream, or a piece of this Western lifestyle. Are there other brands or other products you can think of that have a Western status to them?
And cigarette?
I mean, cigarettes, absolutely. Anything else?
Maybe some brands of jeans.
Absolutely. I think that, well played. That's another really good example. We can think of, especially, I think, Wrangler jeans. Levi, yeah, exactly. Both of those. Very good examples.
There is also brand Benson and Hedges.
There is, and that's a British brand of cigarettes. Yeah. I think in terms of this Western status, this status symbol that people try to. There's some people in the world, other people, of course, other cultures have no interest in getting this Western status, this Western sense of freedom and individualism and all these things. But it's been popular in a lot of markets around the world, and of course that's why a lot of American products have been advertised in that way. And Ahmed, I mean, you were absolutely right when you mentioned jeans, because yes, Levi's and Wranglers, there's a great history of those products being sold, even on the black market. In Russia, for example, you might have to pay hundreds of dollars just for these Wranglers jeans, because they represented something that was so different to the Russian experience. And it didn't really make them better or worse. It was just something that was part of that American dream that some people in the former Soviet Union, for example, found very attractive. So they really wanted products like that. And Marlboro cigarettes, I think, are the same thing. When I think of Marlboro cigarettes, I think of my time in the UK, watching Marlboro ads, and they were always very American. The sense of a cowboy, a very strong man, a very independent man who took care of his family and his business.
Also, Indiana Jones.
Absolutely right. Yeah, exactly right. It almost the epitome, the essence of this American figure who fights against authority and is on a quest. Absolutely, I think they have a lot in common. Those two characters, very nice. I absolutely agree with you. Yes. Okay. Let me see. Where are we? We went to. Oh yes. Okay. I've got the third paragraph, which starts. Critics argue. Russell, do you want to read that for us?
Yes, sure. Critics argue that tobacco makers are imposing new technology and unethical advertising on consumers to make an unhealthy product attractive, despite the fact that tobacco product manufacturers are excluded from communicating their message on television commercials in the United States and Europe. They face fewer media advertising restrictions in many developing countries.
Okay, good reading. Thank you for that, Russell. That was well read. Well read. What? I mean, we know that there are serious consequences to smoking cigarettes, whether they're American cigarettes or whether they're any other kind, Greek, British, you name it. Smoking tobacco, and of course chewing tobacco also. There are very, very serious risks attached to that. What are the potential health problems associated with smoking? What sort of bad things could happen to you if you continue to smoke?
Asthma.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
COPD.
Oh my goodness, what's that? I don't like the sound of that.
Bronchitis.
Oh, it is. Okay. Yeah. Ah, yes. Oh my goodness. I had bronchitis at Christmas time. Hope I'm okay. COPD. Okay. Yes. Okay. And what else?
Lung cancer.
Of course, the classic one, and of course not just lung cancer, but
mouth ulcers.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of other things.
There are.
Even skin cancer.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah. Fingers, which is touching the cigarette when you smoke it, you change that skin's cancer also.
I
did not know that. My goodness, that's terrifying.
Not only the smoker's health is in danger, but also there is a chance of other people because of the passive smoking.
That's absolutely right. And of course, and when I was a kid, it was unproven. This idea that other people could feel bad benefits from these things, it was unproven. But now we know it's absolutely the case that you can suffer health problems because of the consequences of secondhand smoke. People are free to do plenty of things that could be bad for them. I mean, we're free to drive, even though of course we could be hurt in a car accident. We're free to use knives, even though of course we might cut ourselves. We might have an accident. Isn't it fair that I mean, if we want to smoke cigarettes in our own home, is it fair for us to do that?
Well, if somebody wants to do that and doesn't care about his health, then he can continue.
Okay. Yeah. What? But who? If someone gets sick, if a smoker becomes sick or ill, who's going to pay? Who's going to pay for that medical treatment?
Insurance.
Okay, yeah, and you know what? That's a very good answer, because certainly here in the United States, if you're a smoker, you're going to pay much more for your health insurance. So I think they probably do
God.
pay. And in the UK, the taxes on cigarettes are exceptionally high. Yeah, so in fact, I would think that money could be going to health services. So okay, well, I think the smokers are paying even before they get sick, which is it's maybe for the best. Maybe for the best. All right, now let's see where we are with our story. Oh yes, okay.
Moreover, there is one also danger for smoking. The smoking cigarette, it's like you can consider it like the first step in drugs way. Uh, Hardly to find somebody who getting drugs and he not smoking. Usually, you find he smoking first. After that, he requires to increase his dose of nicotine or something.
Well, I know. I think that's a good point. I think it's a controversial point. I know people who work in the area of drugs misuse, and some of them do believe there is a direct link, a direct next step between younger people who are smoking. They would say, oh yes, that you're more likely, if you start smoking at a young age, you're more likely to try other drugs and move on to harder things and illegal drugs. There are other people I know who say that's not at all how it works. So I don't know if it's true or not. But it's certainly a serious idea if there is some truth to it. Vincenzo, I didn't say hello to you today. I don't think. I'm so sorry. Hello, Vincenzo.
Yes, I'm listening to what you are saying, and I was thinking that we can't forget that we give an example to other person. So this is very, very important because a smoker induce the young people to make the same, So it's very important because we must know that we are all linked together. It's not possible, I think, to say I can smoke in an open space without no trouble to the other person, because there are all the smoke that we have in our city, the smoke of the car, the smoke of the industries, and something like that contribute to create a bad situation in our atmosphere.
Okay.
So we must consider that, I think. The problem is not... Inoltre, how do you say, comunque, the writing on the cigarette, don't smoke because with, how do you say, teschio, more.
Oh, right, okay. I mean, there's a film. There's a film.
This is a false, something false for the state. They want to get money from people. It is not sufficient to put dead on cigarette, no? You know, there is, how do you call it? Teschio, how do you say teschio?
Well, on the cigarette box, there's you could call it the wrapper on the cigarette box.
This is hypocrite, I think. This is something hypocrite. I smoked when I was young. I stopped, I think, 25 years ago. I've tried to stop smoking. Smoking a few cigarettes at a time, but I didn't succeed. When I stopped completely, I succeed in how do you say, in stop in smoking. I finished smoking.
Yeah, you quit smoking.
Now I don't smoke. It's 25 years that I don't smoke. I was thinking about this fact. smoke is dangerous. It's dangerous. How said the other man? I don't know because there is something that is nocivo. What do you say? Nocive. That is dangerous with nicotine. But probably we must take. How do you say? Responsibility for ourselves and for the other.
Okay.
This is. I think we have to think in this way.
Okay.
It's only this.
You know, no, that's really good. I really appreciate those points, Vincenzo. Do you have the reading article in front of you? Would you like to read a paragraph
Yes.
for us? Great. We are on. Let's
Yes.
see. I think end of the first page. Are we on that final paragraph? I think we are.
Yes.
Okay. Yes, Vincenzo. Why not read
The
that
tobacco-
final paragraph
tobacco.
for us? That's it. Thank you.
From the tobacco.
That's it. Yes.
Allora, the tobacco companies argue that their products are entirely legal and that they use advertising to encourage adult smokers to change brand labels, not to attract new or underage smokers. However, the overall statistics in some developing countries imply that the cycle of smoking is increasing, with the emergence of added cycle problems attributed to this.
Okay. Thanks, Vincenzo. That was some good reading. I enjoyed that. The article talks about developing countries. Which countries are developing countries? What does that mean?
Aspetta, wait, developers. I'm losing. Developing countries. These are some developing. I don't know. What are these countries? Perhaps they are the poor countries that are
Does any
The country which have a lot of people and it's not using high tech or it's not have like high industry.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. But they, I think that's pretty helpful because I mean I think when we think about developing countries, we are including countries that like India, for example, which you know a few 20 years ago did not have the big technology or the big jobs, but of course is catching up very fast, and it's a perfect market because 30 years ago the Indian population quite poor. Now there's plenty of people in India with a lot of money, and they have a lot of money to spend on cigarettes. So these are countries that perhaps a generation ago were poor, but are now part of the emerging the new economy for the 21st century, and they have lots of money to spend on on products like this.
Yes, but I would like my son is working in India. How do you say in Bombay? In Bombay.
Yeah.
He is a worker an embassy, Italian embassy.
Okay, fantastic.
And he said to me that there are a little group of men that are very rich. The rest of the Indians are very poor. Only a little group of men is very rich. Only this. And there are a part that can go abroad in order to study at a university in England and so on. And they are very clever. In India are very clever in computers and something are very only this. But they are not. There is a lot of persons, but only few are rich.
Okay. Well, I think it's a country that's one example of developing countries, and I think we could probably pick on a few in Africa and the Middle East as well that are developing and catching up. And of course, I mean, China is the ultimate example of a well, now really a developed country that wasn't part of the Industrial Revolution, but in the last 50 years has absolutely is now really a powerhouse in terms of its industrial and, you know, yeah. So I think the Chinese market for cigarettes, maybe that's the biggest growing one. I must admit I don't know, but that would be my guess, I suppose. Now, Alex, would you like to, because I think we have 2 more paragraphs of our reading story on the second page. Alex, would you like to take the first paragraph on the second page for us?
Okay, sure.
Great.
So clearly, the tobacco companies face more legal pressure in the United States than overseas. Some tobacco manufacturers have been successfully sued under international product liability laws. In contrast, few product liability cases are filed in Japan or Europe, where the codes of law tend to favor corporations. This concerns experts who fear that consumers in other countries have little apparent legal recourse against unhealthy products such as cigarettes.
Nice job, Alex. Thank you for that. Let's see. Okay. Successfully sued under internal product liability laws. My goodness, I feel like we need a lawyer to explain product liability laws to us. I think I have an idea. Does anyone else, can anyone else explain what product liability laws would be?
Well, they would make sense for a physical product like a malfunctioning chainsaw, suppose.
Yeah,
I'm not sure how would that work for cigarettes and their effects on your health, so I really don't know.
No, I think that's a perfect example when we think about, if you think about this chainsaw, that's advertised as safe and efficient, of course, and if someone tries it and they injure themselves because of a malfunction, you're absolutely right, that the product liability laws, that's what they would be using. Now, in the United States, there have been massive internal group liability cases where, you know, thousands and millions of people who smoked for 20 or 30 years before those cigarette warnings came into effect, and of course now a lot of them are suffering from very serious medical problems, and so they've done these group cases, and we say internal just because it's as in inside one country, but certainly tobacco companies, I think, have had to settle sometimes before the cases even come to court, because they know they sold something that was unsafe and without a warning. So
excuse me, what is sued?
Well, let me highlight that. Oh yeah, successfully sued. Successfully sued. Just taken to court. So, you know, for example, if I'm walking down the street and you're driving your car, you don't see me, and you hit me on the sidewalk, if I took you to court and asked for some financial reward or a punishment, that would be suing. Just the act. Yeah, the act of taking a disagreement and going to court and asking the judge to decide. Yeah.
Okay. Risarcimento. Okay. Okay, I understand.
Very good. Very good. I think we
Thank you.
No problem at all. We have one last paragraph. I am going to ask Ahmed, are you happy to read that last paragraph for us, Ahmed?
Sure, yes.
Nice one. Okay, please go ahead.
Specifying the health dangers of smoking, the World Health Organization has called for the global removal of the tobacco advertising in international controls on tobacco. Meanwhile, the tobacco markets continue to concentrate their efforts on international markets. Thus, the essential issue remains: should cigarette makers be allowed to target global markets?
Nice job. Thank you for that. That's some difficult reading, and you did a really good job. So thank you, Ahmed, for reading the final paragraph in our story. In that in that final sentence, there's a word. Let me just 1 second.
Target.
Oh yeah, here we go. And that word, I want to highlight that word. Underline it. There we go. And I'm going to type it in the box because I don't want to say it because then it gives away the pronunciation. There we go. Let me type it in. What's the pronunciation for the word I typed in our chat box?
Ethical.
Okay, ethical, right. And so what's the meaning of? I mean, this is a difficult word to explain, perhaps. But can someone give me the definition of ethical?
It's manner or
Manners, yes. Good manners.
No.
Something bigger than that.
No. It's the respect for the others.
Respect for others. Yeah. Okay. Can you give me an example of good ethics? An example of where you're making an ethical decision. What kind of things do we need to be ethical about? Because I mean, much more than good manners or being polite. When does ethics come in?
What do you wish?
For example,
Rasal, yes.
If we are sitting in the class, it's our ethics to be quiet.
Quiet sometimes, absolutely. I suppose so. Again, I think that is that would still count to me as good manners. So I want to give you an example of ethics. I think an example of ethics, an ethical decision, would be again if we stay within the classroom. What if someone someone who knows about computers, if they maybe they came in, they didn't like the class, and they pressed a button, and we were all ejected from the classroom. that would be an ethical decision to do something pretty bad, and I think that's bigger than rude. It's maybe we would talk about a selfish act, but ethics, of course. There's not one ethical route, just as there's not one political or economic or religious route. There are so many different areas that we can believe are good and bad, and we, of course, we make our own decisions about that. Hey, that's another subject entirely. Thank you so much for your good reading today. Thank you for your conversation. I really enjoyed my first reading class. I'm looking forward to doing more of these with you on Verbling here. So thank you so much for today. If you have any feedback for me about other things you want to practice your reading on, you can leave me some feedback. But for now, I want to say thank you very much. Have a good morning, good afternoon, a good night, whatever time it is with you. And I look forward to seeing you all again very soon.
Thank you. You are very kind.
Appreciate
you.
Oh, nice one. Thank you so much.
Have a nice night.
You too. Bye bye.
See you soon. Bye bye.